Good evening, folks. Mr. 305 here. Happy New Year to all of my subscribers there, and welcome again to another little short review of the this new jet fighter that's come to the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 network. This aircraft is available for €30 from Sim Market, and with that package you do get two variations of this aircraft. You get the F35 and the F35B, which is this model we're flying today, which is the newest model. It's the short takeoff and landing variant, and it's only been within our Royal Air Force in the UK for about 3 years. When they were testing it about 3 years ago at the Royal International Air Tattoo was when the public actually got to see it for the first time, unless you were spotting it from an airbase like Lakenheath or something like that, because we did send a lot of pilots to America to actually practice on this aircraft when it was getting designed, built and spec'd up for the UK Armed Forces. So like I say, it's available for £30 thereabouts. And what do you get for your money? So you do get these two variants, and you do get about 14, 15 liveries with it, different air forces around the world. They do a marine spec, and also this is in the Royal Air Force 617 Squadron spec. So without further ado, let's have a little look at the aircraft. It's by IndiaFoxtrotEcho, so they brought a couple of jet fighters out for the simulator, but this one has got to take a bit of a leap. It's graphically wise absolutely brilliant. It's fantastic graphic wise, that it's actually showing its even to the name on the tyre, the Michelin tyres. They've really gone all out on this this time round. I think the last kind of jet they brought out, the F35B, I believe it was, a little bit rushed when it first came out, but they did say this time that they weren't going to release this until it was ready, and it is ready. Just be aware as well, the F35B is known at the minute to cause crash to desktops when in hovering mode. That is purely because the Sim Update 8 hasn't come out yet, and Microsoft have acknowledged with IndiaFoxtrotEcho that it will be incorporating the hoverability a little bit more in Sim Update 8 for the simulator. So it does work. It does hover, but you don't have much control over the hover at the minute. So, for example, when you're up in the air at 500 feet, bringing her in for a hover landing, short takeoff landing, and you can't release the throttle's kind of stuck on, so it's kind of holding you there. It does lower, but it just takes a long time to come down. Unfortunately, it's not quite there yet. I've not had any crash of desktops as yet with her, so we might get one on this feed. Who knows? But looking visually from the outside, it looks sexy. This thing. I've seen this aircraft up person and close in real life, and it is one of my favourite fast fighter jets out there. It looks nice, it's stealthy, and it is a real good piece of kit. Absolutely fantastic. Graphically wise, they've hit the nail on the head there. Everything's spot on. The only thing I would say, guys, is the cockpit layout in this aircraft. Don't expect it to be anything like the real aircraft, purely because the cockpit in this aircraft is highly classified. So nobody who is not involved with this aircraft will actually get to see inside the cockpit. When I was up close with it at the Royal International Air Tattoo, the cockpit was covered up with mirror shields, so you couldn't put a camera lens against the cockpit, or you couldn't even see in. And when the pilot was getting ready for takeoff, the aircraft was some distance away from the crowd, so that you couldn't have a visual access, and parked behind a barrier, so the big zoom cameras couldn't zoom in. So the cockpit in this, it's very much like it, probably an F35, more like a Raptor cockpit rather than the 35B true to life. So there's some buttons in here that probably wouldn't be there in the real life version. But nevertheless, the cockpit. Let's go and take a look. And what I'll do, guys, as well, is we'll just open the cockpit up, and you can see there the steps come down for the pilot to get in. Obviously, if we're doing a fast reaction, that's what you'll have, especially at an air show where there's not a lot of steps available for 70 planes. You'll be using the step ladders to get into the aircraft. So let's have a little look inside the cockpit, and here we are. We're a fully glass cockpit variant, which is the only variant in this aircraft. Like I say, guys, a lot of things are not true to life in this cockpit, unfortunately. But one day in 20 years, we might get access to it. Systems-wise, a lot of things do work. It's fairly basic, so it's not a big learner to get used to learn to fly. You can kind of just guess what the kind of buttons do. But yeah, so you've got your glass cockpit, your heads-up displays here, which will turn on in a little while, and you've also got your control stick on your left, your throttle right, and your throttle on your left, and you've got also your arming keys for the ejector seats, and your control packs there for your power, handbrake, gear. But a lot of these systems, if you're looking for light buttons to control your lights on this aircraft, it is all on the electronic pad on the avionics panel. I do have a source that tells me that is a true life to thing. That it is, everything is controlled electronically on the electric boards. So let's go ahead and we shall power up the heads-up display and get all that lit up. You can see that you have to turn it on manually, guys. It's not automatic, so it will light up once you get it on. As soon as you turn the aircraft on, just take a little while to get initiated, and you'll be loaded with this pre-screen, which is obviously just like turn the back on the car. It gives you the basic information until you turn your generator over. So without further ado, let's pull that pin out. So we're sat in the seat now. Let's arm the ejection seat. Pull the pin out of the let's have a look. Where are we? The canopy jettison. And what we'll go and do is we shall put the starters on, which they're on. Cabin pressure set to normal. And you'll see here, guys, so if you look at the fuel on this aircraft, MFSOV, if you could tell me what that stands for, that'd be great, but at the minute I'm looking at that as a fuel valve. Alright, so what you do need to do if you're going to start your engines is you need to activate that, and I'll show you that in just a tick. Menu wise, you can log in here. You can see all your all your different systems on here. Some don't work, some do. Lights is spelt the American way. So you press in there, you've got your console lights which turn on and off. Console brightness at the minute isn't controllable, but it's promised to come. And strobe lights, you've got different programs for them, but they don't work. Position lights, flash, steady, again they don't work. Position lights do work, but I'm running a yoke on this with the Bravo quadrant, so that's why it's not working with me. Formation lights do work, you can put them on. And WPN, don't know what that does, but presuming it says weapon. Never mind, so that's your menu, and we'll go ahead and get her fired up. Let's crank her over. So what we'll do is we'll start the starter reel. Get that out of the way, activate that. So you can hear that, I'll just literally turn your turbine over until we get the fuel activated. So we've got all green, we're running up, hydraulic pressure's building. Then we're going to enable the fuel valve. Okay, you've got your joker fuel, your bingo fuel. And the sounds are, the sounds sound quite good. I apologise, guys, if my microphone goes a bit quiet now. I've had some problems with my mic over the last 4 weeks. So let's get that canopy down. Canopy's down and secured. Sounds nice. and it's very responsive as well, guys. This aircraft, hugely responsive. So on the back, you do control it. We do it on the spoiler section. You do control your kind of flaps with the spoilers there as well. So that's full spoiler. What you would use if you're gonna, you're gonna take off in a hover. We do have a selection of flaps, but they don't work unless you're coming in, for a landing. Okay, so let's go through the systems now. To enable the short takeoff and landing on this aircraft, you've got the little button here. It's not very well illuminated. It says hook STOVL. So that is your short takeoff and landing. As soon as you activate that, which we'll do now, you'll see on your STOVL mode that it will lift up and point your jet engine to 60 degrees down. Alright, you can see there that all the flaps are open, and look at the detail on the back of that. I mean, that is just, that is something, that, isn't it? Wow. So there we go, there's that. One thing I found it doesn't have, there's a turbine there for the hover. One thing it doesn't have is manual hover. Alright, you see these buttons here on your PFD, hover, autopilot, auto takeoff. When you press that hover, it will hover itself. Alright, you cannot, at the minute, you cannot directly, 90-degree angle down the turbines and actually hover it yourself for some strange reason. I don't know why. This little square here to the right, you'll have recognised that from a Harrier. It's what they used to use. It's called the it's the movement correction indicator, so you can see where you're drifting and what your control services are doing. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll disable that for the time being. I mean, she looks good. I don't know if you can open the weapons bays. I haven't tried the weapons bays yet. I don't know where you would find them, to be honest. And it might be in some menu around here somewhere, but I can't. I can't see them at the minute. So yeah. Anyway, if you know how to do that, guys, let me know. No weapon selected. What's this then? Oh, there we go. Doors. So weapon doors are here. Oh, there we go. Look, there she is. I wonder as well if we add a payload. If we add a payload, what would we get? No. Don't think that works just yet. Yeah. Is that 100? Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we're... There we go, we had a... Put 100 in here, guys. Right, so there we go. We do have weapon arms on the wings there. I don't know where we can select weapons. It's saying we don't actually have any on there. Yeah, so it looks like we can't actually get the weapons on at the minute. I'll have to read through the documentation, which I haven't actually read yet. I'm guilty pleasure. I haven't read the instructions. Who reads instructions these days? There'll be a way of adding weapons to the aircraft. But we'll take them off, because we'll keep our stealthiness today. Especially if we're flying around the UK, you know, just to keep it nice and stealthy. That's with Boris Johnson heading around in a minute. So anyway, without further ado, let's get the doors closed. That's how you open the doors, guys. We'll get them closed. How do I get back to... Right. Here we go. We're in normal flight mode. Let's set off. Parking brake off. Nose wheel steering is fantastic on this aircraft. We'll head to the short runway here. Again, guys, I apologise if you can't hear me. I'm hoping you can. But let's say my microphone's playing a bit havoc at the minute. But yeah, I'm very impressed with the graphics on this aircraft. It's very nice. So the air is clear. Nobody coming there. I'm using the Thrustmaster pedals here, and it's a little bit jerky, but it's all right. It's manageable. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to set off to auto hover. Alright, we're going to do a short takeoff, so we hit the short takeoff button there, which will put us into STOVL mode. There we go. And what I want to do now is I want to go to hover, so I'm going to click hover, and this is what happens. Look at that. Look at that. There we go, guys. We're hovering now. Fully turn on the axis. That is what you call a hover. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go and turn this hover mode off, and hopefully that will engage us to start climbing. Oh dear. There we go. So now we're in short takeoff mode. Which in turn, then we now turn the short takeoff mode off, which will give us full control, bit of afterburner, wheels up, and away we go.
Cambridge approach GRJXA 7715 in type 1 mile southwest of Echo Hall, Sierra Uniform 700 feet. Request flight following.
I mean, it flies really well, actually. Really impressed. We'll do some sharp turns.
601 GRJXH 7715.
GRJXH 7715, radar contact 2 miles south of Echo Golf Mike Alpha 3,100 feet. Altimeter 29.
I must admit, the flight dynamics are really good. Also, we should have some
Roger GRJXA
we go, there's some wind, there's some water vapour over the wings there.
118.475 GRJXA.
Again, guys, this is just a very short flight, just to show you what it's like, you know. Very manoeuvrable aircraft.
GRJXH7715 London Center altimeter 29.92, continue as planned. GRJXH7715 contact Cambridge approach on 124.98. Good day.
What we're going to do, guys, we're going to head towards, back towards Duxford. I'm going to bring it into a hover, and we're hopefully going to be able to put it down on the runway.
Cambridge approach GRJXH 7715, 5,500 feet.
GRJXH7715 Cambridge approach altimeter 29.
Again, remember to use the speed brake to slow the aircraft down. And the flaps don't work too well until you've got your gear down, and on final you've only got one notch of flaps on this aircraft, alright? I think that's Duxford right ahead of us there. There she is, to our left even. What we'll do is we'll go around. A bit of punch. Breathe, push that blood back into your head. Woo. Okay, Duxford directly on the nose. Bringing the speed down now. Bringing that speed down. Bit of speed brake. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring it into STOVL mode again. There we go. Gear down. Engine is just holding automatically there. So pointing the nose down where we're going to go. Remember the nozzles are currently pointing at 55 degrees. So we're not actually in a full hover just yet. Remember, this is not a hover landing, this one. This is just a short takeover landing, so this is the short landing. When you bring it in, this is on manual, okay? This is a manual mode landing. So you are controlling the hover. And don't worry about it being too rough on the old landing gear there. And there we go. She's down. Alright. So again, we'll do an auto hover as well. I'll illustrate an auto hover, bring an auto hover back down again. At 90 degrees. The aircraft will automatically blow the wind underneath and lift up itself. He says. Pull back on the stick just a bit, and there you go. And there, that is the hover mode activated there. Pull back to go up, forward to go down, alright. Up on the yoke to go up. You see that's controlling the thrust there as well. And then down to go forward, alright. Left and right. So what we'll do is we'll make our way over to the The aircraft bay that on the right. It's so agile, you know. There we go, folks. Crabbing her across. Bring around. In for a landing. There we go. We'll put it back into normal mode. And there we have it. And to close the engines down on this, once the jet's running, is a simple reaction is just to confirm, cut the fuel, engine shutdown initiated, beacon lights off, strobe lights off, test light off. And then we're going to say hello to the ground crew. Reset the bus ties, dump the pressure, and then go ahead and turn off the auxiliary systems. And there we have it, guys. There's the F35B. Would I recommend buying it? Damn right. It is a good fun aircraft. I've had a bit of fun in it tonight, you know. And once you learn how to hover and flight dynamics of it, it's an absolute corker. It's worth every penny. They're going to implement so much more on it, and it's a great fast response aircraft. It's yeah, certainly go ahead and buy it. The only negatives I would have on this at the minute is the fact that it's not fully designed. So there's a lot of systems that aren't active in the cockpit at the minute. You know, for example, the manual hover would be a great feature to actually be able to control it with the throttles yourself, rather than having to use your yoke up and down. But that'll be coming in the future, hopefully. IndiaFoxtrotEcho, you know, get on top of this software and make it lovely. It's fantastic. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, blue sky up, and I'll catch you later. Thanks, bye bye.